And right about now, via the phone line, we'll be joined by Mr. Akil Arundel, who is part of the Jam Yourself in the Rama team, pan moving forward, Not pan on the move. I don't know why I'm saying pan on the move just now, It's pan moving forward. So I have Akil via the phone line this morning. Akil, what's going on?
I cool morning to you, morning to all. Jam, you're set in the Rama set meaning a repertoire.
Oh, Jam, you're set.
Yeah, you have everything wrong this morning.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, now, boy, it's a kind of upside down morning, sideways, So, Jam, you're set in the Rama. Nice.
Right.
Now, I remember the competition when it started.
Right.
When did this competition start exactly? That was in January or
It started in the middle of January.
Middle of January.
Right? But Stefan, even before we go on to the competition, I want to say quickly thank you to you for representing the unvaccinated population of the pan men. I saw that in that Facebook Live you did, and you were spot on. Just quickly with the inflated numbers that bandying about from the powers that be, I doesn't want to give them too much attention. They say 83 bands took part in the festivity.
Yeah.
But they're also saying is over 300 steel bands. So just by that alone, we could see how many bands couldn't take part in the festivity, which would have given them some sort of income earner. And you were the only person in the whole of the carnival season that represented that part of the population. I want to say thank you to that. So,
appreciate it.
That being said, let's go straight into the Jam Yourself in the Rama. Yes, we started in January, and the purpose of it, and most of the things I'm moving forward doing is always with purpose and it's always from data. A lot of the things that we are into now is because we went to bands all over Trinidad and we took information from them, and one of the things that they were complaining about, especially during the pandemic season, was that there's nothing to do. Bands close up, they don't have anywhere to play, and nothing happening with the entertainment industry. We heard that it would not have a panorama, so we decided that no, 2022, we must have a panorama, we must have pan represented because this is the Mecca. Right? So we started in January and we came up with a concept. Now there's a lot of first time in this concept that we came up with, especially with the structure, where we have the preliminary rounds is online, so everybody just send in the video, they post it up. People would have voted like 1 point, share 2 points, share 3 points, comment 2 points, right? And that would have sent you through into the semi-final rounds. And the semi-final rounds was the same thing. However, the semi-final rounds happened where the band went to 90.1 FM in South, virtual stage, and they played the repertoire. So for 6 Sundays, I can't say back to back because we took a break because it didn't have a Taste in Carnival planned when we started.
Yeah.
So when the Taste in Carnival came, we didn't want it to clash with some of the events. So we took a break and then we started back in March. So here we are now going into the finals. But the semi-finals would have looked at every weekend we would have had a band featuring, and they would have used the week to do the voting process.
Right.
In that semi-finals, the band were responsible for promoting their concert. So that come like their concert. We would have given them the tools to do that. We would have did online flyers. We would have did video interviews. All of these things that we would also do our little promotion. But we really trying to get the bands, and this is one of the objectives of the competition, trying to get bands to use social media to promote and exploit the social media for concerts, for promoting the stuff and so on and so on. So we kind of forcing them, I don't want to use the word force, I want to use the word encourage. We're kind of encouraging them to get into that space because, it bandy about that there's a lot of elders and so on, which is true if you have elders, but it's in that they're incompetent. They just need the encouragement to do so.
Right.
Stefan?
go ahead.
So,
Listen here.
nice. So where we at now, we have, all right, so other objectives would be things like just having a space again,
Right.
having a space for the band to express themselves musically, right? Approaching sponsors in a new way, because our main sponsor for this competition was Mr. Michael
Mohammed's bookstore. That's why
right?
I'm here,
98.
and Akil, I just want to say,
Talk to
I'm
me.
watching the flyer here and I see in Mohammed's bookstore. And I really want to big up Mohammed's bookstore because I find the national instrument, when you talk about pan, it underfunded. I ain't talking about from a Pan Trinbago perspective, but when you're having little shows like this, right, especially in time period that we're in right now, I was looking out for 5-6 sponsors. You know that kind of way?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, even
For Mohammed's bookstore to step up and give the sponsorship for the competition to
Right.
take place. Yeah, boy.
real kudos to him, and he's listening. He's listening right now. Real kudos to him, because without his sponsorship, the show wouldn't be possible.
Yeah.
I have written to seeing that we started this project before the Tesa Carnival. I've written to the powers that be and say, listen, we started because we thought that it would not have, and we tried to fill the gap. So at least put something like 10,000 something. Up to now, nothing. So it's just Mr. Mohammed. We have some other small sponsors like Sion's, Hampton's Variety Place,
All right.
Coca-Cola, and them would have done some drinks.
Okay.
Mr. Claude Gonzalez, one or two people themselves put in some money, and we have to say thank you to all of them,
Yeah, man.
because this initiative is mainly geared towards the underprivileged bands, and I'll call them underprivileged bands because it's the single bands that we're dealing with here.
Right.
A lot of the time people say that the single bands are hustlers, they don't do that thing, but it really, we're not creating the space for the single bands to feature. And persons was surprised of the level of music coming out of the single band in this competition with bands that they don't even know.
Right.
Pan's clarinets, the factors, the facts on us, nothing big, Pandy All Stars, and Pandy All Stars is pandemonium, but they formed a single band to enter the competition.
Yeah.
You understand? So the competition did that for bands. The competition also see these bands after the show getting gigs.
Right.
You understand? And that is one of the objectives as well. Give the band that sort of exposure where people would be calling on them. Stefan, I went to Hampton's Place, one of the sponsors, and she was proud to tell me that she only this week she would have gotten somebody coming from the US, and they would have asked, is this the Hampton's Place that are associated with the Jamia Set competition?
Yeah, man.
And that person was looking for somebody, we're looking for a resident.
Right.
You know, so we're proud to say that the show have done it's done what it's supposed to do for the sponsors as well.
Yeah.
You know, and we're pushing forward. So we're looking at the Baptist Liberation Day, which is so fitting, checking the history and the struggles of the Baptist people. And it's so similar to what Pan went through, and probably in a parallel time when Pan went through it. You understand? Where they had to hide to practice their religion. And where Pan people had to hide to practice their craft. And now it is where we can enjoy it freely to an extent because the pandemic and so on. So it is fitting to be on that day, and we would have 3 bands, and this is also a first as well.
Yeah.
In no competition, pan competition, you would have a guest artist allowed to play with a band. So you would see Pandy All Stars have a superstar reggae artist by the name of Black Royal. Oh gosh. I mean, tell off already. The concept. We have Mr. Ricardo from the Police Band. He's a trumpeter. He would be with Nothing Big, which is something big to us. You understand?
Right.
And then we have the Toko Band. When we talk about the Toko Band, we talk about the original Toko band that Mr. Alwyn Roberts Kitchener sang about it. This is the band that they sang about.
All right.
Right? And they featuring Mr. Valentino.
Yeah, but I thought when I saw featuring Valentino, featuring Black Loyalty, featuring Ricardo Passad, I thought I was like guest artists in between the pan show.
They are part of the competition. Yes. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, great, man. There's a
We have some guest performers like Alan Cardinal, some members of the live experience coming to sing in between, because the show with structure, this would be the first time that we would have the 3 bands on stage. Well, the 3 bands carded to perform on the same day.
All right.
But in the final semi-finals was every week a band come, and they would have a 3-hour set.
Right.
So this time the bands have 45 minutes to impress the judges, and there's not a voting this time. And this is our next first. The other bands that didn't make it into the competition, they would send a representative to be the judge. This is our next first. So the bands already out, they're still inside. So they send in somebody to be the judge after the 45 minutes set. We go to the judges and we ask the judges questions. So they would be a big part of the feature.
Okay.
While we asking the judges the questions and they entertaining us as we go along, because all that is part of the entertainment. The first bar would be exiting the stage and the next bar would be entering the stage, and a single pan. So we're hoping that transition would happen within the 15 minutes. Are we ready to start again until the end of the show? By the end of the show, we have our results. We present our $15,000 check to the first prize, $10,000 to the second, $5,000 to the third.
5,000
right?
to the third. Okay, great, man.
5,000 to the third.
We have 1 minute, so we have to wrap up.
Right. So look out for PAN moving forward. We have our next competition coming on board. Lesser money with but great concept again. And I'll just say the name of the competition is Rhythm in Pan, Poultry and Art. We have these 3 things combining and the concept developing as we go along. So look out for that. PAN moving forward also helping a lot of steel bands lighting up pan yards, doing infrastructure work. Right now we have a project that the Woodbrook Playboys is being evicted. They have to move, and we are looking for a place for Woodbrook Playboys. So over this weekend we're hoping to see if we can get something happening. Now we have a lot of other bands that reaching out to us, that we can't help everybody at the same time because of the limited resource.
Right.
But we get in there in terms of one band at a time, because we think that all bands are important and all bands must be functioning.
All right, nice, man. Well, guys, it's March 30th. It's Jam Your Set in the Rama Finals. PAN moving forward, and be part of it. Take it in. Where is it happening?
It's happening at online YouTube, WAC 90.1 FM.
Right.
YouTube, it's also happening on our Jam Your Set page. I encourage everybody to go now and join our Facebook page, right? So when the link come out, everybody would be inside. No, we don't want to leave out anybody in it.
All right.
Right?
Well, guys, best of luck, and I will mention this time on Monday and Tuesday again. All right.
Right. Thank you very much, man. Have a nice one.
That's Akil Arundel. They are talking about Jam Your Set in the Rama. All right. Chef, come now. Come on, take your belongings.